Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of the Panthers Report as we talk all things Florida Tech athletics right here on the Mark Moses Show. And this great coach joining me right now is getting ready for postseason play. She is the head lacrosse coach at Florida Tech. She is Kelsey Richardson. Coach, how you doing today?
Doing great. We just found out our placement for playoffs last night. So it's been an exciting 24 hours, wrapped up regular season. So it's finally starting to warm up too. So that's great.
You're absolutely right. I know you're going to be taking on Embry Riddle there in Daytona coming up Saturday. Before we get to that, let's go back where you look down the stretch with your team, 6 straight ranked opponents to end the season. Coach, I know you talk about it all the time, but how big of a gauntlet is this when you look at your conference?
Oh, it's the best conference in Division II. We say that to every recruit, every player on our team, everyone we talk to. But again, that's why people sign up to play in this conference and sign up to play at Florida Tech, because we're getting to play the best of the best and compete at a high level. So even though it's stressful, it's also fun. And, it's been awesome to see our girls really, run towards those challenges and sometimes come out on top. But definitely this year, they've done a great job of really competing in this conference. So it's been exciting to see that growth.
Well, in the regular season finale, you're on the road. You lose to Florida Southern, ranked 2 in the country. What is it, 14-8? What happened in this contest then, Coach?
Yeah, I think first 3 quarters we fought and we, scratched and clawed and did all the things we needed to do. And then kind of fourth quarter, we, kind of had a little lapse there at the beginning of the fourth quarter and had a couple key turnovers. And, unfortunately, that kind of opened up a little bit of the scoring for Florida Southern. So, after winning the third quarter 2-1, that was a tough 3-minute stretch. And, against number 2 teams in the country, that's when they really start to take advantage of that. So, but, all in all, I'm excited and really happy of how our team went in there and they fought and they really, stepped up to that challenge. So, we might see them again. So it's exciting to continue to grow and get better and better results every time we play them.
All right. It's been a couple days. That was your answer. But What did you tell your team post-game, especially after that fourth quarter performance like that?
Yeah, it was the story of we needed to shoot the ball more. We didn't have a lot of shots on cage, and unfortunately we allowed their pressure to dictate what we were able to see. So that's definitely something we're going back and working on right now. And then, it was the story of turnovers. We had to love the ball when we had it. And, unfortunately, like I mentioned in the fourth quarter early on, that's not what we did. And, they definitely exploited that and took advantage. So, I think those 2 things, if we shoot more and we take care of the ball better, that game could have been a different story for sure.
When you look back at the whole season, are those moments where all those practices where you're preaching to the team, we got to do this, this, and this? Is that one of those wake-up call moments like, hey, here's the standard. They're 2 in the country. Here's how we need to get better out there?
Yeah. I think you look back and, February was definitely a huge growing period for us of kind of realizing the caliber of play that we're playing all season. I think March, when we had those 2 weeks between non-conference and conference play, where we definitely kind of got back to the basics and focused on our standards, was definitely the turning point in our season. I think that's where we started to kind of click the pieces together and take the lessons we learned from February and we're applying them in these conference games. So, I think, again, we're on the upward trajectory and we're on the right path of where we need to be right now to, make a run. It's just getting our players to, again, focus on our standards, what we're trying to do, and how we play Florida Tech lacrosse, right, at that high level.
Okay, I'll give you a question that'll make you happy, all right? I'm sorry to start with negative. I apologize. But yes. All right, Coach, senior day, right? It was just what was it, last weekend? Hey,
Mhm.
you beat Lynn senior day. I believe you won by what, 19-15, something like that with the
Yeah.
score. How excited were you for especially those seniors to get the win on their final home game like that?
Yeah. I mean, they're a special group. We honored 7 seniors. Three of them are our captains this year, one repeat captain. So they have done a lot for our program to get us to the next level. So it was a special day celebrating them. There was a lot of emotions. But at the end of the day, I told them straight up, I was like, that was the closest we've played to our potential all year. Right. So I think that it was a great message for not only the rest of the nation to see how good we are, but also our girls to really start understanding what we've been telling them all year and seeing it play out in real time. So I was super happy that they went out there and they just commanded that game from the beginning. Going in 12 seconds into the game, we have Jillian Craig, our grad student, getting a draw control and scoring a goal. So, that's definitely a message that lit a fire under our team. And I think it was a great motivator moving forward and a great way to celebrate those key players who have made such a huge impact on our team and our seniors.
As a former player who went through senior day yourself, do you start thinking that? I know you've coached for a while now, but when senior day happens, do you start thinking about when you used to be a player?
Oh, absolutely. And that was the message behind it too, is I've always told our players is, senior day, we love to celebrate, but like, there is no better way to celebrate than having big wins. Right. So, in doing that, we can't shy away from tough opponents. We can't shy away from competition and challenges. We have to go out there and prove that we are the better team and, apply everything. And so that's definitely what they took and they ran with last Saturday. And I'm excited to see them keep doing that as we continue through the tournament play. But it definitely brought me back. And that was the standard at Syracuse is we don't lose on senior day ever. So we honor our seniors and we go out there with a big win and we make a statement.
Awesome answer. All right, let's go then to this weekend. Like we said, Sunshine State Conference Tournament. You guys are going to be at Embry Riddle in Daytona, 4 o'clock with the start. You said you knew 24 hours ago finally who you're going to play. Tell us about this matchup, Coach.
Yeah, we played them twice already this year. First one definitely did not go our way and not how we wanted it to go. The goal differential was a lot bigger than we wanted to see at the end of the game. But when they came to us, our girls again started putting the pieces together and having that mentality of it's anyone's game, right? So we only lost to them by 1 goal. We had opportunities to tie that game up and send it into overtime or win. So I'm really optimistic on that turnaround within less than a month of how we got that goal differential a lot closer. And again, kind of that those feelings and those the way we won against Lynn. Embry's in the same conversation with our seniors of that's one that we've never gotten. And that's one that we want to make sure that we're getting before we end our careers. So that's definitely the mindset going in is, we're a scary team right now and we just got to play like it. And we got to go out there and just take every possession that we can. So I'm excited to go in and, last year they ended our season at Embry. So I'm hoping for a different outcome this year and being able to continue our season.
All right. So we're doing this here on a Thursday. Okay. So what's the game plan to get Saturday at 4 o'clock? Is there practice today, tomorrow? What are you guys doing, Coach?
Yeah. So we have some film, some practice today. It'll be a little bit shorter. And then tomorrow we practice right at 4. So it'll be a good setting to get ready for, what we'll see on Saturday. And then, we'll travel up with the team on Friday and then Saturday we'll get ready pregame, get all mentally checked in. And then Saturday it's go time. So, super excited and can't wait.
Okay. You talk about you're going to lose 7 seniors. You got a lot of roster people to get. I'm trying to make sure I say this right. It's been a crazy week for me. You got to rebuild that roster. That's the term I'm looking for.
Yes.
How's recruiting going then, Coach?
So, yeah, we have 12 incoming freshmen in the fall, which is great. Some really good talent. Obviously, we'll be a young team next year, but very athletic again. So excited to get to mold some of those players. We're also, looking for some more experienced players who are maybe in the portal looking for a change or to come to sunnier weather. So we'll also look to kind of replace that. We'll definitely, have to rebuild in some key areas. So, low attack, a couple midfielders like Phoebe Hurt's done a great job for us this year all over the field. Some key defenders that are leaving us as well. So, and I think the biggest one is draw. So trying to figure out a draw specialist and bring somebody in there that, has some more experience on diverse draws and kind of commanding the circle and things like that. So there's lots of opportunities, lots of fresh faces coming in. But again, I think it's going to depend on how we finish out this season and what type of talent we're able to, really attract. So it's been an exciting year though. And for everyone following, our record definitely doesn't speak for itself because we lost six games by 1 goal. So we're definitely competing with the best of the best. So it's been awesome.
You're due. That's what you're saying. Yeah, that's it. The ball, it needs to bounce a different way. I agree.
Yeah.
Coach, I know you're super busy, so thanks for coming out with me, and good luck coming up Saturday, and go Panthers, all right?
Thanks so much.